Arguably the most pivotal molecule in a living organism, adenosine triphosphate, more commonly known as ATP, drives every chemical reaction inside every cell in existence. Without ATP, literally nothing would function in the cell, from protein production in ribosomes to tithing proteins in the Golgi apparatus. ATP allows all aspects of a cell to not only function, but be created. This means that ATP, along with other molecules, is the basis of life on Earth. In all animal cells, ATP is manufactured by an essential organelle called the mitochondria through a series of chemical reactions that are extremely complex. However, for a massive portion of our Earth's history, these more complex cells with membranous structures did not roam the world. This meant no multicellular life existed. In fact, these unicellular organisms, prokaryotes, ruled the world for about 2 billion years. These prokaryotes barely developed in the eons that they existed because of lack of complex organelles. To sum up prokaryotes, they are basically coils of DNA suspended in a thick gel, wrapped in a thin membrane to top it off, meaning they had no complex organelles within them. Prokaryotes didn't have these complex organelles because of their lack of ATP. So how would a prokaryote increase its ATP production? Since the reaction for a prokaryote's ATP manufacturing is heavily based off of its cell membrane, it may seem like a good idea to increase the cell's size. Although this is a good idea in principle, the prokaryote would produce a lot more ATP than the initial one, but it would need more than it produced to function, and on top of that, it would need many more genes to be able to construct such a massive cell. So what does a prokaryote need to develop to increase its ATP production? We go back 2.1 billion years to answer this question. In arguably the most important moment in the history of the world, a bacterium consumed an archaea. However, its enzymes never finished digesting it. The next thing that happened was fascinating. The archaea, still within the cytoplasm of the bacteria, began to consume the nutrition provided by the food of the bacterium, and in turn, it pumped out ATP, providing massive amounts of fuel for its host. With this massive surge of ATP out of the archaea and into the bacterium, the first eukaryote was born. This caused an explosion of complexity. Now, eukaryotes could develop many new organelles that could achieve unimaginable things. Many years later, the first multicellular organisms would evolve because of that one moment. That relationship between the archaea and the bacterium was the first ever case of symbiosis, when two organisms of different species interact. And this case of symbiosis, endosymbiosis really, allowed all complex life on Earth to evolve. This was our first ever true biology video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and watch all our other videos. And remember, always dig